Come along with us today while we're in Tennessee. We're going to Windrock. This is JeepingMo. Before you get there, make sure you download the app for all the trails. Have it activated. There's not much Wi-Fi there. There's maps you can buy, or you can take a picture of the trail. But the GPS on that is the best way to go. We met Mike Hazel there. This is the Jeep that we looked at while we were at Wildside Jeep Customs, one of our earlier videos. Trail 26 is a easy to moderate trail. There are some rocky sections. There's some areas that's been washed out that you got to crawl through. A few times I bottomed out on, but overall not too bad. And as long as you're paying attention, you really won't get no damage. Unfortunately, there's one spot that I wasn't paying attention and it got a little door damage out of the deal. But that was on me, not the trail. The trail's fairly easy going. There's a lot of sections like this in it. But there are some of the other sections that I talked about where you'll have to do a little crawling or you'll be in some washouts. But it's a great way to get the family out, see the trail. You don't need a really built Jeep. I think you can take a stock Jeep out on this trail with no problem and you'll have a lot of fun. Some of the best parts of the trail are towards the middle and end of the video, so please stick around for the whole thing. The Osmo Action camera that we use does a great job of taking out all the bumps and jars, so you really don't get to appreciate some of the rougher areas unless you look at the hood of the Jeep and compare it to everything else. Mike's Jeep's pretty impressive. He did a great job wheeling all weekend on this trail and others. Wildside did a great job building out that rig. But Mike does a great job also of getting it through the trail. We did have some merch made with our brand on it. If anybody's interested, it's in the descriptions below. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. It helps us get our videos out. The more YouTube sees people watching it and subscribe, the more it helps the channel. I should have got some footage of this area. It's hard to tell in the camera just how washed out some of this area really is. The camera does a great job of flattening things out. You can see the way the Jeep's moving around. Some pretty heavily washed out areas. Spots of this remind me of a local trail we have in our area called Vandy's. This is a pretty fun section of the trail. If you're there when the sun's going down, it doesn't look like it, but it's amazing how thick the canopy gets in spots. And there's times when we didn't think it was that dark out. Lights came on because the trees were covering up everything. Pretty cool area. Just like on road, you need to keep your eyes on a trail, not on your action camera. Just saying. I didn't see these sticks when I rolled over it. One of the limbs popped up, almost completely unsnapped my fender, put a nice scuff all the way down my door. Didn't really crease it, but on black paint it stands out pretty bad. If you grew up in the 70s and 80s like I did, you got that reference. This was another of the worst out sections. It wasn't too bad, as long as you just straddled the high and low side. It feels a little off camber. It's a little worse than what it actually looks like. But just crawl through it, it's pretty easy, and you'll make it just fine. Just beware of that stump there on the driver's side. I didn't want to get two doors damaged. It leans you over into it if you ain't careful. It's sections like these that make it fun. Keep in mind we drove almost 600 miles to get there. So whatever we did on a trail, we were going to have to drive this thing home. So we didn't get too crazy. If we were trailering it, maybe you could do it a little differently. But we both drove. You know, I drove back to St. Louis. Mike lives up in the Chicago area. So the old saying, you got to drive it home, stupid.
Okay, Mr. Duke? Hi, Mr. Duke.
He's a great Jeep dog. He's always got to be right there by my side, even when he's getting thrown around. I may have to have a little better way to strap him in. He's got a harness, but he still gets thrown around a little bit. Don't want him to get hurt.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, that looks a lot worse than it was.
Agreed.
We decided to keep the video as the whole trail and not give a 6 to 12 minute video like we normally did. This is a little bit longer. I think we're around that 17-18 minute mark. But this is not the end, so don't go away. Continue to watch the rest of the video. We just hope you're enjoying it. So there's a lot of areas just like this where it's just a rough rocky area. It's nothing too crazy. You just got to crawl over them. And those of you who drive a manual like this is, you understand it. You got to keep moving. You know, if you have an automatic, you get to pause a little bit more. With the stick, your clutch is either in or out, and if you want to get over it, you just got to keep moving. Always remember to tread lightly. There's a few streams like this one on the left-hand side, clearly marked to stay out, but don't just start exploring down some of those streams on this trail or others. That's how we lose our trails, so tread lightly. We got out and checked out this downhill. Some pretty nasty ruts. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but this hill goes down and makes a hard right and then a hard left. And it wasn't real muddy, but it was slick enough to where you did some sliding, and those ruts were pretty bad. I need to get someone to be able to walk alongside and film. I kind of envy the teams who actually have two people out videoing. When you're shooting from the side as well, you really get some good footage.
There's a hole on the right. I don't know you're going to be able to avoid not sliding into it.
So basically just go into it.
So I hug the left line. You'll slide over into it. I don't know if it makes much difference. I'm down for going for the second part of the hill.
I was going to get out and get some footage of Mike coming down the hill and didn't realize that I couldn't open my doors when we went through this section.
I'm going to set my camera down the trail a little bit as you come down there. We'll undo. Not too bad, just slippery.
So towards the end of that is the end of trail 26. So when you leave, you either have to do the trail backwards or head out trail 27 or one of the other trails. We elected to go out trail 27, and that'll be a future video. As always, we appreciate your time and hope you liked the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. There's some links to some of our merch in our descriptions below. Always love your comments. We'll see you on our next video as we do more of the trails from Windrock. Come along with us on those adventures. This is JeepingMo.